Hello, and welcome to The Grind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Connell. This week's stories include the rugby team's run at the national title,
and the talent show, as well as a further look at the impact of the controversial St. Joe ordinances.
This was a big week in student government as elections for CSB and SJU Senate were held on Friday. Candidate speeches ran late into Thursday night and drew quite a large crowd. The positions open included the Judicial Board, the Student Service Board, and the Allocations Board. We will find out next week who our new officials will be.
The JEC-sponsored talent show was held Friday night and included 8 student performances. There was a wide variety of hidden talents on display, including magic tricks, blind piano playing, singing from 2 members of Johnny Blend, and a 4-minute sister act of Beauty and the Beast. The prizes were gift cards to Target ranging from $50 to $100. The competition was judged by JD the bus driver, RD Heather Nicole Saladino, and sophomore JEC committee member Annie Luke.
Now out to Kadrian Hill with The Ugly Truth.
Hi, I'm Kadrian Hill reporting from Gretzky Fireside for this week's segment of The Ugly Truth. In honor of last Friday's talent show, I'm out looking for Benny's and Johnny's hidden talents. Let's go see what they are. So tell us, what is your hidden talent?
I'm Emily, and my hidden talent is drawing.
These drawings are from my biological illustration class in which we draw biological specimens. So right now I'm working on the life cycle cards, so I'm using a cricket, a butterfly, as well as some frogs. In my free time, though, I like to draw more people or realistic things. I get inspiration from movies and TVs and books, really everything.
Thank you, Emily. That's awesome. What is your hidden talent?
My hidden talent is that I can drink bottles of water or Propel or Gatorade really, really, really fast.
Great. Can't wait to see it.
Awesome. I can't wait to show you.
So, what is your hidden talent?
I'm Catherine Willits, and I'm a dancer.
That's really cool. Let's take a look. That was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your hidden talent with us.
Yep.
So, what is your hidden talent?
I film myself drawing stuff and then speed it up in film editing.
Roll tape.
Emotional stones breaking bones take me home, strong enough to deal with the feelings you give me. I'm not needing it, feeding it to the jealous devil inside. Pride and prejudice in the menacing ghost of you on the phone. Leave me alone, I'm all on my own. I'm making my music a vocal tone echoes a cold man. I fall over a car, broke it down in the backyard. Distress, no need to poke at something that won't be fixed. You and I don't need to be in each other's mix, each other's fixation, sexual sensation, ritual frustration. Fuck this, I'm up to my space station. In a space media shower. Girl, you can ride along as a friend, but I will not pretend that we'll love us to the end. Cause in like every single...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Plenty of students filled the St. John's Theater Friday night for the talent show, hosted by the Joint Events Council. Many gifted students demonstrated their talents, but at the end of the night, the pair of sisters reenacting parts of Beauty and the Beast took second place, and Orlando the Great took first with his mysterious magic tricks. When we were out and about earlier this week looking for the hidden talents of Benny's and Johnny's, we were able to sit down with Orlando as he gave us a preview of some of his magic tricks.
There you go.
That's so cool. Well, obviously we have plenty of talented students here at St. Ben's and St. John's, as we've not only seen on tonight's segment of The Ugly Truth, but also at this past weekend's talent show. And that's a wrap for this segment of The Ugly Truth. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Kadrian. That was great.
The controversial ordinances went into effect March 1st and was followed by Politics and a Pint in Brother Willie's Pub. The event on March 21st brought together students and local officials, including the mayor and chief of police. It was an open forum to ask about the 3 ordinances that turned into a one-sided affair, with officials only reciting the ordinances and giving no explanation for their sudden appearance. It left the students feeling frustrated and yearning for answers.
Now out to Joe Mellenbrough with the conclusion story on the ordinances.
Much like our recent weather, it appears that drinking ordinances passed by the St. Joseph City Council have been dampening the city's party scene. The ordinances were passed over a month ago and addressed 3 problems in particular: underage drinking, public consumption, and party registration. While some students find satisfaction in the new ordinances, others seem to detest them. Among those who oppose the new city policies is Chris Braun, a St. John's junior and a St. Joe resident.
Like now, we're a lot less likely to just like even help out freshmen if they're really drunk. We can't even, have them. It's like a risk. You can't afford $1,000 going to this school. So we definitely take more effort in planning our parties.
Braun also thinks that the new ordinances will discourage prospective students from attending CSB SJU. Braun is not alone in feeling this way. Senior Ross DeLabo lives on the campus of St. John's, yet he admits to seeing differences in St. Joseph party habits since the passage of the new ordinances. DeLabo recognizes the city's good intentions. However, he also believes that the ordinances are a bit heavy-handed.
It's a little drastic, especially for a college kid paying $1,000. I mean, the punishment is hard. I mean, like I said, it's the right idea, but the city has the right idea, but there's other ways to patrol that.
But there are many St. Ben's and St. John's students who do not share such passion. Senior Brady O'Brien is another St. John's student living off campus. While he isn't a fan of the ordinances, he isn't ready to storm City Hall over the issue. However, he and his fellow roommates admit that their weekend nightlife has been affected by the city's newfound stance against alcohol.
We were going to host an indoor track party here, and we decided not to because of the ordinances. So I'm not a fan, and I think it's more just there's just been less going on here because of the ordinances, and we've been a little more tentative about having people over.
In light of the new ordinances, St. Joseph student residents will have to be mindful of their party habits going forward. And considering how Case Day is right around the corner, those leasing homes off campus would be wise to abide by the new city policies at the risk of attracting police attention. With that being the case, certain students are outraged, but not all students. Senior Ellen Newkirk, a St. Ben's resident, like O'Brien, she is not the biggest fan of the ordinances. However, she feels that if students want to express their displeasure, they should do so in a more appropriate and constructive way.
I think it's great that people have passion, but I think it needs to be constructive, and I don't think creating a Facebook group and angry Twitter messages are going to get anything done. So writing letters to the editor of the Record, or voicing your opinion at Senate meetings and to the administration is a good way to do it, and just being conscientious and careful about what you're saying, not blaming anyone.
But regardless of how the students feel about the ordinances, it is in their best interest to obey them, especially in the upcoming weeks. For The Grind, I'm Morgan Leedens.
Thank you, Joe. That was great.
Now Beth Leipold's with the CSB softball team.
Thanks, guys. I'm Beth Leipold, and I'm here with Kim and Lexi. So how has it been having a female coach versus a male coach last year?
It's been awesome having a new coach. She's really experienced and she really knows what she's doing, so it gave us some excitement for the season. I wasn't here last year, but from what I see, she is very experienced with softball, and she knows what she's doing, so it's going well.
The Grind was able to interview Coach Click and discuss the season so far.
Some of the benefits have been that it's the first time that I'm a head coach, so I kind of get to decide what we're going to do and what kind of team we're going to be, what type of traditions we're going to have, and try to make this a really classy program. So that's been really nice to kind of put my own mark on my own program, and it's been fun.
So what initially made you choose St. Ben's?
I was familiar with the MIAC, so I actually played softball for Gustavus, and I'm from Minnesota. So when I came up here for an interview, I just really enjoyed a lot of the people that I met, and thought I could see myself here, so it's been a good fit so far.
Coach Click played for Gustavus Adolphus College. She has won numerous awards, including MIAC Rookie of the Year, 4-time All-Conference Shortstop, and Gustavus Female Athlete of the Year. She also served as team captain. In your personal opinion, what is the best thing that Coach Click has brought to the team as a new player?
She's definitely brought a new excitement to the team. She's brought new drills, new experience, and she's just great so far.
I think she's brought a lot of excitement and passion for the game, and a lot of new drills that keep the team excited and involved every practice.
The Blazers' overall record is currently 13-7, with their conference record being 2-2. Softball's first game of the season was March 2nd. As the season got underway and April approached, The team had hopes to get outside. Unfortunately, weather has been less than ideal. Both games this week have been postponed due to field conditions.
The St. John's rugby team has been undefeated through this season. They have outscored their opponents by over 300 points and were only scored on in the Midwest qualifier that ended in a 32-19 win. They recently went on a trip to Ireland where they played the Black Rock Rugby Club of Dublin, the Galwegians of Galway, and Queen's University in Belfast. Bringing over a sense of dominance that was crushed with 2 losses abroad ended in a humbling experience for the team. They will be heading to Colorado in 2 weeks to play Denver University for the national qualifier.
Now off to a special report about the St. John's rugby team.
For anyone searching for one of the most dominating teams on the campus this year, look no further than the St. John's rugby team. The Johnny Ruggers are 8-0 in their competitive games this season, a span in which they've outscored their opponents 393-19. The team's most recent victory came in a 50-0 shutout against number 4 Wisconsin Parkside to advance to the Final Four. Now the team is one of 4 that will compete for a national championship. Volunteer coach Tammy Cohen says, "We came into the season with the belief that we're going to be national champions. We're going into nationals knowing that we have to be as prepared as we can, but if we can do that, we're hoping to come out on top." St. John's rugby has always been competitive, but this season has been different. The Johnnies are making their first appearance in the Final Four this season and are now ranked 2nd in the nation. But according to team members, they always knew that they could be this good.
In the fall, I wasn't sure at first, but as the season progressed, I saw that we could go all the way. We were ready to go.
St. John's began their season by sweeping through their first 4 games with relative ease. They defeated their opponents by scoring a combined 229 points without conceding once. Then, after defeating St. Thomas and Wisconsin River Falls in the Minnesota playoffs, the Johnnies punched their ticket to the national tournament. According to the head coach, Dan Franklin, depth has been one of the team's greatest allies this season. He says, when you look at a team, there's usually that one player you wish you had or a position that needs improvement. But that isn't the case with this team. We've got 50 guys out here, and 30 of them could be starting for us. After qualifying for nationals, St. John's ran into its toughest test of the season against 4th-ranked Grove City. The Johnnies won by a narrow 32-19 margin, but it was the first time they had conceded points in a competitive game all season. Thankfully for the team, it didn't take them long to rebound. The very next day, they defeated Wisconsin Parkside by 50 points to advance to the Final Four. The team's prowess has put them a step ahead of their competition this season. While this seems quite positive, the coaches will be keen to stamp out potential overconfidence. Cohen says, "We've been dominant in our games this year, but the problem with that is that we've got 9 months without having to play any defense. So we've really made our focus over the last few weeks on playing good, sound defense." The team got a bit of a reality check during their recent spring break trip to Ireland. While overseas, they suffered their first 2 losses of the season, including a rather one-sided affair against Queen's University of Belfast.
They were the best teams we've ever played, and one of them, they were just huge, and they just blew us up. They beat us like we were beating teams this fall. And so it was incredibly humbling. I will never smile after scoring our 6th or 7th try in a row. It was humbling. It whipped us into shape.
St. John's has made an effort to ensure that the spring schedule will help prepare the team for nationals. They've already played the University of Minnesota, and they're also planning a game against Division II Duluth in the near future. Though they'll be making their first appearance in the Final Four, the Johnnies aren't satisfied yet, not with a national title still in sight. St. John's will face the University of Denver on April 28th in the semifinal round. If they win that game, they'll play the following day for the national championship. For The Grind, I'm Morgan Leedens.
Congratulations on the successful season, boys. Coming up this week on Tuesday the 16th at 4 p.m. in Gretzky Family Theater will be the St. Ben's Day of the College Address presented by Mary Ann Banniger. Later that day, Extending the Link will be presenting Kula, a documentary at 8 p.m. in Upper Gretzky. SJU golf team will compete against the St. Cloud State team in St. Cloud on Thursday the 18th for the whole day. Lastly, on Saturday the 20th, starting at 10 a.m., will be the 3rd annual Benny Bowl, a Benny's Only flag.
That's all for this week. I'm Connell Quinn.
And I'm Maddie Coca. Thanks for watching The Grind.
You can also follow us on Twitter and keep up with our shows on YouTube.